Are you one of the millions of Americans who over the last 2 or 3 years is left with chronic health problems, and you know that it started after the infection, or you put something in your tissue that maybe you didn't want to? There's mounting evidence that spike protein accumulation in the body is in people with these long-term chronic infections like vertigo, pressure at the back of the head and headaches, brain fog, an inflammatory condition through your whole body, ringing in the ears, and it's also commonly associated with digestive issues. There's research out there showing that the spike protein is forming reservoirs in the GI tract that the body is not able to get rid of and is possibly continually seeding the system. And if your body isn't strong enough to overcome it and degrade that spike protein as an inflammatory condition is setting up in the body, and your body just flat out isn't able to get over it. So what we would like to do here in this video is talk about 2 things that you can do that can help your body degrade the spike and help your body function better, so hopefully it can get on top of it and get over these long-term chronic health issues that millions of Americans are suffering with. And by the way, if you're one of the million Americans, please comment in the comment section below about what you're experiencing, because other people need to know what you're experiencing. So the first thing we'd like to talk about is nattokinase. It's a proteolytic enzyme. Proteolytic means that it dissolves or destroys or degrades protein molecules. And there's many peer-reviewed studies out there that show taking nattokinase on an empty stomach. And the reason you want to take it on an empty stomach is it gets into your gut, into your bloodstream, without dissolving other proteins, the food structures that may be in your GI tract, and it's able to degrade the spike protein in your body. And so there's some evidence in long haulers that 15 months after they had the infection or the, they still have spike protein in large numbers floating around their bloodstream. And there's evidence that this is one of the things that may be at the root of these alarming chronic health problems that nobody's able to get over out there in these long haulers. So, second thing I'd like to talk about is upper cervical chiropractic. It's a niche within the chiropractic profession that focuses all of its attention right here in the upper neck. We call the upper neck a choke point because what flows through that top vertebra is all the arterial blood supply into the brain. Well, that's not true. 20% of the arterial blood supply into the brain, venous drainage, so blood drainage out of the brain, CSF flow traveling between the brain and the spinal cord, and of course the brainstem, which is the spinal cord in that area which controls and houses all the autonomic nervous system control of most of the organs and systems in your body. So what we find is if you've had a prior trauma and that vertebra is locked out of position, it can affect those 4 systems that travel back and forth through that hole, and it decreases your body's ability to function properly. And so by getting it corrected, it can help your body function better. And when your body functions better, it can help all of these different issues that you may be chronically suffering with in a high percentage of cases. We have seen hundreds of these long haul cases over the last 2 or 3 years. The majority of them either greatly improve or recover completely, because you've got to do, no matter whether you have these chronic issues over the last 2 or 3 years from what happened in the world, or you have chronic health issues that even started before that, you've got to do, in order to get well, you have to do something that supports the body's ability to function better. And so one of the best things you can do is get to an upper cervical chiropractor to get your upper neck assessed, to find out if you have that structural problem and get it corrected so your body can function better. So hope this video has reached many of the millions of Americans out there that are at their wits' end and are suffering and are sick and tired of not having answers. There are things that you can do, and I gave you 2 of them that you should investigate.